Hello and welcome to episode 8 of UK NBA. You're watching part 2. I'm Ryan Hillback.
And I'm Peter Wells.
And on the end of the last video, we were just wondering who the top scorer in NBA history was. And we have found that out. We've found the top 5 out, so we will just run through them. It's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in first place. And in his career, he scored 38,387 points.
Yeah.
Now that's impressive.
Yeah. Karl Malone is just behind him. The mailman, as they called him, 36,928.
As we mentioned just a moment ago, Kobe Bryant's in third place. He's over 8,000 points behind Jabbar with 32,310.
So he's got a bit of catching up to do to go to the all-time scorer. We don't know if he's got the time to do that in his career, but he will go down as one of the greatest scorers. He'll go down as the greatest scorer of his generation.
If you were to list the best 5 players in NBA history, bar LeBron James, who is down in 24th position on the scoring list, you would say that the players that are listed there have got to be up there. And these stats reflect the quality of the players. Fourth place was the legendary, probably an institution in himself, Michael Jordan. Surprisingly, he's not higher than that, actually, with 32,292 points in his career.
And then Wilt Chamberlain, the man who famously scored 100 points in a single game.
It's one of those quiz questions on Question Time that we had a couple of weeks ago.
But obviously, again, Wilt Chamberlain played in a completely different era to the others, especially likes of MJ, Kobe Bryant, Karl Malone,
LeBron James.
You know, he played in a different era where scoring was a lot easier. I mean, you were talking 150-point games on a regular basis.
Yeah. You saw his averaging.
Exactly,
100 points a game. It's a completely different era.
Yeah.
And he scored 31,419 points. So I hope that just clears up that one for you, just in case you're curious. I certainly was. Yeah. So this second part of the show belongs to, we'll find out in a moment.
We'll have a look at the key matchups.
We'll have a look at the key matchups. And of course, we all know the one on Christmas Day, Heat Cavaliers. We'll get onto that in a bit.
On the Christmas Day.
Tonight, or shall we say tomorrow or last night, we had that.
Because this is on Tuesday.
No, let's not go there again. We did that for about 10 minutes last week. So, last night, night, the Bulls were at the Hawks. The Bulls beat Miami Heat
Sunday night.
I quite enjoyed that, as you do.
Glad I was at work.
The Spurs were at the Blazers last night as well.
2 fantastic games there again.
Yes, that's 2 great ones. Both live on BT?
I'm not sure, actually. I don't think they are. I think there is a game on BT last night.
Yes, which was
the Hornets against the Cavaliers.
Which was Cavaliers win. Because Charlotte Hornets are horrific.
They're doing bad. We'll be talking about them later.
Apologies for any Hornets fans, but you probably would agree, to be fair. On Wednesday, the Grizzlies are at the Spurs. Great run the Grizzlies are on. Just slipping up a little bit. Yeah. But still, I fancy them at Spurs.
After 4 wins in a row. They need to prove themselves against the Spurs. They haven't had much luck. Already lost them this season. It's going to be hard going into San Antonio, but that's a good matchup. I like it. Yeah, on Thursday, the Thunder, OKC, they're at the Warriors. That's tasty. It's going to be the acid test for Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. It is, and they've obviously gone on a 16-game unbeaten winning run, which we'll talk about that later. And then on Friday, the Bulls are at the Grizzlies and the Blazers are at the Spurs. Going on to Saturday, the Blazers are at the Pelicans, Hawks are at the Rockets. Sunday, Grizzlies are at the Cavaliers, Pelicans at the Thunder. Go for it. On through Christmas week. We're not including Christmas Day. We'll be talking about that later in another part. But the Blazers are going to Houston. The Hawks against the Mavericks and the Clippers against the Spurs all next Monday. All fantastic games. I love this hang on, this Monday because... next Monday, So, get it right, mate. Come on. You invented these rules. Clippers against the Hawks is on the Tuesday. Blazers against the Thunder is also on the same night, as well as the Mavericks Suns. Just fantastic games next week. Some real classic matches in that. Rockets Grizzlies, Rockets Spurs as well, not on the Sunday. And Thunder against the Mavericks, a bigger test for OKC. And on to the final week before we return, Ryan.
Yeah, final week before we're back on UK NBA because we're going to be going away for 3 weeks. So there'll be no UK NBA for 3 weeks because we are going to be stuffing ourselves with turkey. We'll be in no position to speak, possibly.
And watching plenty of basketball.
Yeah, there's loads of it. But we will be back after Christmas with an absolute bumper episode of UK NBA, which will be episode 9. But yeah, on the 1 week before we're coming back, the Wizards are at the Rockets on the Monday, the Cavaliers are at the Hawks on the Tuesday, the Spurs are at the Grizzlies on that same day, as are the Suns are at the Pelicans and the Raptors at the Blazers. That's all Tuesday. That's the Tuesday before we come back to UK NBA. The Suns are at the Thunder on the Wednesday, the Wizards are at the Spurs on the Saturday, and the Raptors are at the Suns on Sunday, and we'll be back on the Monday.
Yeah, fantastic games there.
When you're watching Raptors Suns, you can be safe in the knowledge that we'll be back the next day.
The next day. Yeah, and now we're on to our predictions.
Okay.
We have a bumper prediction this week. We usually do 3, but
we're going 10. We're going 10. I'm feeling festive. I picked 5. Pete picked 5. Yeah. So I'll run through my 5, which was the first, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hawks are at the Cavaliers on Wednesday, the 17th of December. I wanted to go Cavaliers. I really did, with all my heart, with all everything. Yeah. I just think the Atlanta Hawks are on such a rich vein of form that the Atlanta Hawks will win that in Cleveland.
Well, Atlanta did lose their winning streak on Saturday. I'm sure they'll want to be bouncing back on Wednesday. Obviously, they'll play between then. But I'm going to go with the Cavaliers. I think home advantage. LeBron James is going to turn up for that game big time. And I think that's going to be a Cavaliers winning a very memorable game.
On Friday, the 2nd of... I'll take it that'll be January, yeah?
Yeah, January, yeah.
The Friday that really wouldn't be December because that's gone. But the Friday, the 2nd of January, the Wizards are at OKC. And I can't for the life of me remember what I said. Did I go Wizards?
I think you might have went Wizards, yeah.
Yeah, I'll stick with that then. OKC are a much better proposition with Durant and Westbrook, but I still think the Wizards will be too much for them on that particular day.
I think this is a great matchup. John Wall versus Russell Westbrook. Really looking forward to it. But I'm going to go with a home team again, I think. The atmosphere that day, it's just after New Year. They're going to be absolutely buzzing.
I swear you're doing this on purpose.
I'm going to go with a home team. OKC.
Okay, and on Boxing Day, there's a real cracker for you on Boxing Day. The Spurs are at the Pelicans, and I've gone Spurs. I'm sure you must have gone Spurs.
Yeah, I've gone Spurs. Pelicans, a little bit of struggle at the moment. Tyreek's really stepped up. Anthony Davis got a slight injury at the moment. Hopefully he'll be back within the next few days. But yeah, Spurs are just too good.
Okay, so on Saturday the 27th of December, the day after the Spurs-Pelicans game, the Raptors are at the Clippers, and I must have gone Raptors because that's what... Even though I don't know, you know.
It's an interesting one.
That's difficult.
You love these games because it's inter-conference matchups. They only happen once, maybe twice a year. So these are fantastic matchups. Again, it's a tough one because the Raptors have proved themselves so well against the Western Conference as well. I'm going to actually go with the Raptors here.
Okay, I'm going to go Raptors as well because... but then again...
It's hard to think because you know if the Clippers turn up on their day...
Well, that's what I was just thinking. They're a very inconsistent side. I'm going to play devil's advocate and go Clippers just.
Yep, I can understand that. I'm thinking it's going to be a really close game.
I'm going to go Clippers just. And on the last game that I predicted, before we get on to Pete's 5 predictions, Bulls are at the Wizards on the 23rd of December, and I'm going Bulls, even though that might be changing my mind.
Yeah, this is a tough one again. Great matchup. I think 2 of the 4 best teams in the Eastern Conference. Bulls are on a good run at the moment. Derrick Rose is really returning back to that form. They'll have Joakim now, I'm assuming, by next week into the team. I'm going to go with the Bulls as well to win that one.
Yep, so that's just ran you through my 5 games. We went for the Hawks at the Cavaliers, and Pete went,
the opposite.
Cavaliers. Wizards are at the Thunder, Spurs, Pelicans, Raptors, Clippers, Bulls, Wizards. That was my 5 predictions. On to yours.
On to mine, I went with tonight's game. The Warriors against the Grizzlies. This is the start of a real tough stretch for the Warriors to really prove themselves. I think the run might end in Memphis. And I think Memphis will get the win, stop the run at 16, and the Warriors will go back to the drawing board to restart.
I'm going to say that it won't be 16 wins on the bounce, it will be 17 wins on the bounce as the Warriors beat the Grizzlies, in my opinion.
Yeah, should be a fascinating game. Can't wait for that. Another one we can't wait for on the 4th of January. The day before we're back on air, the Mavericks face the Cavaliers in another fantastic
another mouth-watering contest. It gets better and better and better if that's even possible.
I love that matchup.
What are you going for?
I'm going to go again with the Cavaliers at home. Mavericks are a scoring machine at the moment, but they can be susceptible.
Defensively, they're a bit of a joke at times.
And I'm going to go
for the Cavaliers as well.
I think it could be interesting. Monte Ellis, I want to see him really step up again because he's been fantastic just lately. See if he can pull it out in them huge games. I've also gone for a game at the end of this week, and that's the Spurs against the Mavericks, another Mavericks game. And again, it's hard to predict because the Mavericks have a spell over the Spurs.
They are their bogey side, and it's going to be interesting. That's the 20th of December. So what are you going for?
I'm going to go with the Mavericks for that one.
I'm going to go for the Spurs. My thinking behind this one is the fact that the Mavericks are susceptible at the back. The Spurs are very good going forward. If the Cavaliers beat the Mavericks on the 4th of January, the Spurs-Mavericks game's before that, isn't it? It's 20th of December. So that's throwing that theory that I was going to say out the window. But no, I'm still going Spurs because offensively, against their defence, it's a bit of a mismatch, and I think the Spurs will get the win.
Okay, another two of the best teams in the East, the Raptors against the Bulls. It's in Chicago, so I'm tempted to go Chicago, but I really am a fan of the Raptors right now, even without DeMar DeRozan. But I think I'm going to go with Chicago. Defensively, they're excellent. And I think you're going to see a bit of a playoff atmosphere next Monday.
I'm looking forward to that one. And finally, go on for the Raptors at the Warriors.
Yeah, Raptors at the Warriors, another great interconference matchup. This is on the 2nd of January. Again, I'm going to go with the Warriors to win this one. I think they'll be starting that run back up again. Okie
dokie, I will go for, I don't think I said the 22nd game review, I haven't predicted that.
No, the Bulls, Raptors.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bulls for that one, and I'm going to predict the Raptors to bounce back a week or so later against the Warriors. So I believe that.
Do you think that's going to be when the Warriors run ends, maybe?
Oh yes, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot about that 17-game run. Yeah, I think that's where it's going to end.
It'll probably be about 20 by then. So
it's going to end by then. Yeah.
Could that be the day it ends?
But I don't think it will end before.
Yeah.
A new year and a new resolution would be for the Warriors to carry on that run. But like most resolutions, in my opinion, it'll be broken after a day.
Could it be? Well, in the next part, we will be looking at the Warriors' unbeaten streak.
Yep, getting into that in more detail. That's the end of part 2. You're watching UK NBA.